What comes to mind when you say City Savings is basically my grandfather and Timo Abellana, the two founders of City Savings, and how they worked together, and they were such a great team in bringing and City Savings to its very humble beginning.
For the period that I've been there, clearly the key points, there's CSB family, bigger, better, stronger, and bolder.
To me, teachers and the fact that it's a solid bank.
I've had many memorable experiences. I mean, I joined the board, I think it was in the late 70s. I remember even when I was in college, my grandfather used to bring me down to the small little office of City Savings in the annex building in Juan Luna. And of course, I worked with my grandfather, I worked with my father, I worked with Timo Abellana. Over 30 years until I retired involvement, and I've seen how from gamay-gamay lang to where it is today.
My training sessions with officers and branch managers, which allows me to relate and get feedback from them. And then my first meeting with the new board, with the new chair, new members of the board when Union Bank took over, it was an exciting event for me.
I think it's something that will be more implanted, that I will remember the heart and soul of the bank in terms of how they treated employees at the branch level. I remember at the surrounding areas, the corporate center people, how they all stepped up. And that's really something I think was very memorable.
At a certain point in time in our history, when we were very small, pag gamay-gamay lang was a very appropriate word, so to say, because I said, you know, the focus at that time was for the poor people. You know, we were small and we wanted to make ourselves a bank for the teachers and other people. And we wanted to make our bank like a community and a warm place for anybody to come. And the gamay-gamay also was that you could have small deposits, while banks, for commercial banks, would not accept large, small depositors. We would.
When you look at pagamay-gamay and the advertising behind it, you know, where you saw, you know, a street vendor that showed up their passbook, it was basically a sense of pride, right? Of being, that they were proud to be customers of City Savings.
I've seen it evolve from what I thought was a parochial and even paternalistic organization, which during those times, I guess, was the way to go. And at that time, City Savings Bank had a very limited vision. Even their tagline, you know, gamay-gamay lang, or all this. And going back in time, it would have sounded like an impossible dream. To now, by the end of the year, having 100 branches. This was inconceivable.
I think it's the whole concept that he had, and of course with Timo, they both had, that they felt that one of their main concepts at that time was something like microfinance, which at that time did not exist. But they felt that you know, focusing with teachers who was an honorable, very honorable position, and even up to today, I mean, teachers are considered to be honorable. They felt that was part of society that needed attention, and that if small banks like ourselves would not entertain giving them loans, where would they go? They would end up with the 5-6. So I think that the greatest legacy of my grandfather and of course of Timo Abellana, and continued onwards, has always been that their focus was to look at the people that would probably have very difficult time getting loans.
I think more than anything else was they left behind a culture that promoted and continues to promote integrity, fairness, and concern for its employees. And the fact that the principle has always been make money with honor. That to me is in capsule form, is the legacy I think they left behind.
Well, clearly, for me, there's a great sense of pride in what we've been able to accomplish, right? But clearly, if you look at it, what we've been able to accomplish is really a culmination of many years of building the culture. In other words, so I have ridden the wave of my predecessors, and this will likely be happening moving forward. It's really not, this thing basically, really what we've been able to achieve is really from the basis of the culture of the bank. And this culture is not something that was developed in a time frame. This is a culmination of 50 years of work of various people, various team members, various leaders, right? So, but clearly being part of this bank gives me a great sense of pride, and being able to be a member of the team gives me a great sense of pride.
I can only relate it to my own way of appreciating the 50 years. I celebrated my golden anniversary. I felt great. And this only involves two people, my wife and I. Can you imagine an organization composed of hundreds successfully weathering the many storms, economic and otherwise, and be a leader in its field? I mean, what can I say? I mean, if 50 years was a big event for two people, this is 50 years. And another thing, how many banks of this size are still operating after 50 years? So I think this is something that tells us what City Savings Bank is all about.
Well, it's very significant because I worked with the City Savings for 30 of those 50 years before I retired in 2008, and I've seen the growth from the strong foundation. You know, at that time, our office was very, very small in Juan Luna. We had Colon branch. Then when new management came in with Agnes and Mikel and before that Iking, you know, they transformed the bank from gamay-gamay lang to started its phenomenal growth. Well, my congratulatory message is saying, wow, it's been a great ride. I mean, you've come from being a very small savings bank to what you are today, which is indeed a testimony for all the men and women who work with City Savings Bank and in the both past and present.
All I can say is to each and every member of the CSB family, congratulations and thank you for your support. You've been a wonderful group to work with.
Congratulations, City Savings Bank.
Congratulations, City Savings. Mabuhay!